Today on Paranormal Insights, we're going to look at past life hypnosis and if your past lives can affect your future.
And we have a question from a viewer, Melissa, about her career path after college.
And a quick look at Blue Raven sprays, sprays that bring a little bit of magic into your life. I'm Joseph Ernest Martin.
I'm Tanya Peters.
And this is Paranormal Insights, where we bring you the latest and best from the metaphysical world.
Here, you'll get real tools and insights to your questions as we bring you answers from beyond the ordinary.
Tanya is a licensed clinical social worker and certified hypnotherapist. She is also an intuitive empath connected to her guides and divine source, accessing inner wisdom for living an authentic life.
Joseph is an award-winning psychic of over 25 years and is the author of the international bestseller, The Quest to Row, and recipient of the Visionary Award of Excellence.
You know, the topic of past lives, I really find charming because I really always hold this view of the universe that it's incredibly kind. And it's like, you know, if you don't do it right this lifetime, we just send you back in the game. You can do it right the next play. And the next play is your next life. And to me, that fits a loving model of the universe that I really enjoy thinking is true.
I love that. I think that makes it a little bit easier for all of us who are really struggling in lifetime after lifetime, or even in this lifetime alone, with maybe a block or a fear, to know that we don't have to be perfect this first time around.
Is there really such a thing as past lives? Is the soul eternal? What happens to us when we die? These questions have been asked since the beginning of time. And being so close to birth and death, it's the youngest and the oldest that have the strongest connection to past life issues. Many children have been born with memories of a past life. They remember people, places, and even how they died. In the new movie, Heaven is for Real, based on the book, Heaven is for Real, a little boy's astounding story of his trip to heaven and back, written by Todd Burpo and Lynn Vincent. A young boy survives life-saving surgery with a memory of his visit to heaven. This 4-year-old son of a pastor, while unconscious, leaves his body and goes to heaven. When he returns, he tells his parents of things he could not possibly know, and tells them of family members he could not have possibly met because they died before he was born. In Jim B. Tucker's book, Return to Life, Extraordinary Cases of Children Who Remember Past Lives, Mr. Tucker tells us of a 2-year-old boy with memories of being a World War II pilot. Through painstaking subsequent research, the pilot's identity was later discovered by Tucker. So if all this is true, how do we know if we've had a past life ourselves? Well, the 4 strongest characteristics of having lived before are: 1, you have a strong and unshakable familiar feeling. Some might call it déjà vu. You might feel that a place or person is extremely dangerous to you. That feeling is possibly due to a past life experience in which you were killed or hurt. Number 2, the dreams you have are incredibly lifelike and real. You have a feeling when you're awake that you were actually someplace, and everything about that dream is extremely vivid. Number 3, you exhibit knowledge of the past that is beyond your study or experience. You not only know of the past, but you remember how it tasted, how it felt. You know what people of that time were thinking, and you experience a strong emotional context for that time period. Number 4, you sense that you are part of a larger group and that you have a soulmate. You feel that the people you know now are people you have known before, but in a different way. You strongly feel love towards people you just met, or you might feel a strong revulsion to someone that just shook your hands. These are indicators of having lived a past life. Your past life can have an impact on your present one, particularly in the form of issues that carry over because they were unfinished or traumatic. Remembering a past life and releasing those issues of that lifetime can free you from having to resolve or relive that experience again. It can heal you from the fear of water or the fear of heights. It can release the uncomfortable feeling of being in small spaces, or you might finally understand why you just never liked that person at work.
or this one time around.
And being perfect is highly overrated anyway. I tell my clients many times, especially lately for some reason, that you get the message and you know what you're supposed to be doing, and then they say, oh my God, it's just so hard to do this and to make this happen. And I always tell them, you know what? Just don't do it. Wait till your next lifetime. You can do it then. You don't have to put yourself under all this pressure to make this huge change or tackle this huge dilemma or challenge. You can just actually live, and you can do it next lifetime. But when I actually say that to people, they always look at me and go, but I want to do it this lifetime.
Oh, that's great. But then how many times do people say, I don't want another lifetime? Because I know that happens quite a few times with clients who come to me. They're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this again.
Well, the funny part with that, at least from the way I was taught and the way my teachers explain things to me, they always said, if you say you want this to be your last lifetime, you can guarantee it's not. Because you have an attachment, you have energy about it. It's going to be your last lifetime.
Have you ever traveled to a location that you have never visited and felt like you'd been there before? Or maybe it just felt very familiar to you, like deja vu. Or do you experience a certain phobia that you have had your entire life, such as a fear of enclosed spaces or a fear of fire? Many of us have phobias, big or small, that we accept as just being a part of us, here and now. But what if these feelings are carryovers from a past life? According to internationally known author, past life regression therapist, and reincarnation expert Carol Bowman, it is very possible for our past lives to affect us in our current life. She has written a wonderful book, Children's Past Lives, about how children often have spontaneous past life memories, and outlines a guidebook for parents on how to recognize and cope with these memories when they occur. Carol started on her journey into past lives and reincarnation over 30 years ago after her own young children experienced serious phobias. Do you find that you have certain skills or talents that come easily to you? These can include playing an instrument or composing music. Or maybe you are a talented painter or carpenter. Talents and skills can also apply to other areas, such as accounting, of all things, or writing, even athletic abilities. Wolfgang Mozart, a well-known Austrian composer and musician, was known the world over as a child prodigy due to creating a musical composition by the age of 5. Maybe his talents with music were really due to perfecting his musical abilities over many lifetimes. What better explanation for some people being extremely talented in certain areas, except that the skills they have developed over many lifetimes have just been carried forward into their current life? The interests you currently have can also be a carryover from your previous lifetimes. Maybe you have an interest in cooking or learning a foreign language. And you may have found that you have an ongoing interest in spiritual or metaphysical topics, such as past lives. Prior to best-selling author and psychiatrist Dr. Brian Weiss writing his book, Only Love is Real, the topic of past lives and reincarnation was not very mainstream. Due to his credentials as a psychiatrist, Dr. Weiss was able to bring the topic of past lives to a wider audience through his courage and willingness to write about his experiences with past life regression therapy. His institute, the Weiss Institute, located in Miami, Florida, has been instrumental in the research in past life accounts. His book, Only Love is Real, details his therapeutic work with 2 clients who, unbeknownst to each other, had shared past lives and a loving romantic relationship with each other. So feeling very drawn to or repelled by someone new could be a carryover from a past life.
But if you have this calmness, you've been happy, you're peaceful, you feel as though you could have 10 more, no more, it's all good, then you're more likely, according to my teachers, to have this possibly be your last lifetime for a good long while.
I think that's great. And I think I'm going to have to steal that and use that with my own clients, just to let them know that it's okay, that we're doing great. And just to keep doing what they're doing, that everything will happen in its own natural way.
And there's an ancient book that I think actually shows a lot of light on this, and it's a fascinating read. And the guy's name is very hard to say, so I hope I say it right. It's Sogyal Rinpoche, and it's the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. And it's a wonderful translation. That book's been translated many times. But this particular translation is fascinating and wonderful. And it is very ancient, but yet it touches on real life today, and that's how you know it's a great book. I have to tell you, I have read that book more than once, and I have used phrases from that book in my practice because I felt that that's one of the books that brings so much richness to other lives.
I will definitely be using that as a resource, and a lot of the other books that were mentioned today. I think those will be a great resource as well for the clients that come to us.
Absolutely. And Jill Bolte Taylor, who has a TED Talk that you have got to see. Now, she didn't die, but she had, you could call, the death of her conscious mind, and her subconscious mind became very prominent and active. And when that happened, what she experienced is kind of a cross between like a near-death experience without actually dying and entering an altered state of reality where things were very, very different. You know, we need our conscious mind because we've got to use language, we've got to tell the difference between things, we've got to know the difference between the chair and the floor, so we sit on the chair and walk on the floor. But the subconscious is where all that, I believe, magic and intuition happens that bring a certain grace and enjoyment to our own lifetimes in a really special way.
Well, I think the subconscious self is the part of us that's really connected to our soul self. And that's the part of us that has all the information and all the and the intuition, and gives us that divine connection.
And another great book and resource is Dr. Raymond Moody, Life After Life. Oh, this guy is so terrific. You know, he even worked with Joan Rivers.
So you may be wondering, how are past lives able to affect our current life? How is it possible that fears, talents, or interests can be carried over from lifetime to lifetime? Well, according to Eastern philosophies, reincarnation is just a fact of life. Your spirit self, or soul self, lives many different lifetimes as many different characters, gaining experiences for its own soul's growth. We are so much more than our personality self. Each of us has a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. We are more familiar with our conscious mind, the part of us that holds our personality self and our cognitive abilities. This is only approximately 10% of our conscious self. Our subconscious mind, on the other hand, makes up approximately 90% of our conscious self. This is the part of us which correlates to our soul self. It holds the memories of every experience we've ever had from every lifetime ever lived. It is through past life regression therapy that we are able to access the subconscious mind, allowing us to uncover and then process any phobias, fears, or blocks for healing and transformation.
And if you don't want to die to have a near-death experience, Dr. Raymond Moody is doing work with something he calls the psychomantium, which is a way to scry and go into an altered place of experience and reality to get information that you wouldn't normally get in the conscious state. And you don't have to die to do it. You could just set up a little space in a closet or small room. Joan Rivers, when she was working with Dr. Raymond Moody for a short time, actually had a true psychic experience with him.
Really? Wow. Well, I want to kind of refer back to the psychomantium because that was exactly what I wanted to mention, but I couldn't remember how to pronounce the word. So thank you.
Well, scrying is a great way to access other realms of reality and to even access your very own past lives.
And now we take a quick look at Raven's Blue Magical Sprays.
We're here at the New Earth Expo in Stockton, California, and I am with the owners of Raven's Blue Magic. And these lovely individuals are alchemists. They create very healing metaphysical sprays and other things. But what I want to do, Olivia and Clay, thank you for doing this and sharing your story with us. You have a fascinating story of how the two of you got involved with this business to begin with, and it has to do with a legacy.
Yes, it does. Rebecca Levy had created Becca's Natural Sprays, and she tragically crossed over about a year and a half ago. And it seemed as though no one was really picking it up, and our community, our spiritual community, really needed these sprays. So we ended up creating Raven's Blue Magic to continue on with our legacy, and a couple of our sprays actually do have on the bottle in honor of Becca's Naturals, where we tried to recreate her 3 popular sprays. From that, we've been able to create our own, inspired by spirit, by the muses, and what we felt, smelled, and felt right to do.
And part of what you do with the blue magic, Raven's Blue Magic, is very Native American, and there's a great story that goes with that.
Yes, the bottles that Becca had originally used were blue, and we want to incorporate that in the name. So Raven's Blue Magic came about because Raven is known to be part of a ceremony and ritual in Native American spiritual studies. And Raven takes the messages that we have our prayers up to Great Spirit through the blue path, the blue road. So it's Raven's Blue Magic, and that's how we created the name.
That's fascinating. And so no matter what a person is going through, you have a spray that's going to help them both metaphysically and physiologically.
Correct.
Okay. And so what are some of the more unique sprays that you have that would help people, maybe people in our audience would like to order?
Well, we do have a spray called Sacred Awakening, and that has frankincense, cardamom, vetiver, sandalwood, and lemongrass in it, along with, I think, a couple other, maybe patchouli. But frankincense is actually known to be anti-cancer. So not only does it, on a metaphysical level, cleanse and clear the area and bring in positive energy, it also has that ability to be anti-cancer.
Fantastic. So what would you say is your most unique spray that you've developed, and why?
I would have to say that our most unique spray would be Gabriel's Well. The reason why Gabriel's Well is unique is because it was in honor of Archangel Gabriel, and it has peppermint and lavender in it, and those two essential oils are not necessarily combined. So when you spray it on you, you have this relaxing effect, which lavender does,
right?
But at the same time, peppermint wakes you up. So it kind of has that I'm very alert, but I'm calm effect. And then the sensation that you have on your skin when you spray it is the same effect. You have a soothing effect, but also a revitalizing effect as well.
Fantastic. Now, do you have more than sprays? Do you have lotions and tinctures or?
Currently, right now, we only have essential oil sprays, but we do carry, we are distributors for therapeutic grade essential oils.
Okay.
For physiological healing beyond the metaphysical, but we do like to combine the both. We are thinking about doing oils with lotions and liquid soaps, but that will probably most likely be in 2014.
Okay, or perhaps even bath salts, because a lot of people like to really relax. Water is very metaphysical, very connecting with source.
Well, with our oils already being in the water of the sprays that we use, that incorporates that element of water, but with the cleansing aspects of the salt, that is a good idea, and we should look into that.
So when you do, you've got to let me know, because we're at these shows a lot together. So I want to know so I can buy some.
Okay.
Okay. And I am sure that we have a lot of folks out there who would be interested in buying as well.
Yes.
So do you have a website and a phone number that they can use to get a hold of you?
Yes, you can contact us at ravensbluemagic.com, and all of our information is on that website. That was ravensbluemagic.com.
Wonderful. And folks, I've been around them. I smell these sprays. They're yummy. I mean, you just sort of want to take them all home. So anyways, I want to thank you very much. And I want to really personally thank you for carrying on the legacy of Becca, because I know she was very well loved in the metaphysical community. And thank you for stepping up and making this not only yours, but carrying forth the energy of that legacy. That's very, very special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now a viewer question. question from Melissa, asking about what the future will hold for her after graduation.
So my question is, will I be successful after I get my bachelor's degree, and will I have a promising career after that?
Melissa, wonderful question, and I know very heartfelt because you're getting ready for that next big segment of your life. I've asked my guides to come in, I've asked your guides to come in. Let's see what they have to say about your graduation and your future, possibly in public relations. Now, this is very interesting. The first thing I want to tell you is that you specifically are a powerhouse. You have so much energy. You have so much drive. I feel whatever you would choose to do, you could actually make happen. The key to success in this lifetime for you is going to be all around knowledge. So the more knowledge you get, the better it is. So if you can further your education to get like a doctorate or a PhD, I'm actually going to tell you I see that as something really good for you to do. I want to tell you too that it isn't just about the knowledge, though that's the biggest part for you as I see it. It's also about you talking with other people, meeting with other people, making verbal connections with others. This is going to serve you your entire lifetime. For you, it is not an alone path. It is a cooperative or community path. I want you to know too, things aren't going to be fair. People aren't going to be fair. So just get that out of the way right away. It'll save you a lifetime of hurt and heartache, I'll tell you. For you, you're going to create the fairness. You're going to create the reality. You are going to create the experience you're going to be having. That means you have to consciously do it with purpose and intent for who you are. And try not to let the other monkeys get you down. Now, connect with other people. Allow them to be assistive to you in your future and in your career, because they will. Let them see who you really are, but remember completely, you don't have to tell everybody everything. You can keep some secrets. It makes you fun and mysterious anyway. The universe says you're about ready for this new start in your life, but not quite yet. So you still have some preparing time to do. You still have other things to get done and other things to make happen. I don't feel you're really at that point yet. However, that point is coming very soon for you. I want to remind you that you are the Mother of Wands. You are the most powerful woman in the Tarot, in the Quest Tarot. And what that means is that you channel multidimensional energy into multiple ways through other planes of existence. Boy, that sounds like a mouthful, doesn't it, for a person? However, think of it this way. Any reality you wish to create for yourself, any future you wish to create for yourself, you'll be able to do it. I love doing viewer questions because viewer questions like this, Melissa, are so positive because the universe is being very positive where you're concerned. The outcome here is to retain your femininity while being powerful. I hope I said that well. You want to be the divine goddess while being incredibly powerful. We're in the time of women anyway. It's time for you to be your glorious, feminine, amazing self. You don't have to act like a guy. You can just act like yourself, and it's going to be incredible. Tanya, I see a very good future for you. Your guides love you a lot. They give you lots of great things. And I want you to know you're almost there on this brand new path of new beginnings. Good luck to you.
Melissa, I had a great time tuning into you. You have a wonderful, playful energy. I can feel that you like to laugh and have fun and you smile easily. This aspect of your personality actually draws people to you. They like to be around you because of your wonderful playfulness. I also feel that you like to get involved in different groups and meet like-minded people. Going into public relations is a very strong possibility for you. But what I'm getting is that you shouldn't be too surprised if your career path involves some twists and turns. There are many different options for careers that would suit you and your personality. I feel that once you graduate with your bachelor's degree, that you may wait a while, maybe 4 to 6 months before you find the right job for you. Just don't give up, and definitely don't take a job if it isn't right for you. Make sure you network at job fairs, talking to everyone about what kind of job you're looking for. I feel that you will find the perfect job for you through a conversation with someone random. It could be someone you know as a friend or a friend of a friend who may be looking for exactly what you have to offer. Once you find the career and job you want, I feel that you will do very well for yourself. My sense is that you are very good at getting others to participate in different activities because of your engaging enthusiasm. Not only are you a team player, but you also have very many leadership qualities. You're also talented at organizing, and these qualities will help you to stand out and make a positive impression on your employers. The only thing that may get in the way of your success is that sometimes you hold back who you really are. It's almost like someone told you not to be so enthusiastic and outgoing. There are employers and companies looking for someone exactly with your qualities. I'm getting that you should not hold back, but you let your light shine. Melissa, be you and create the future you want.
I love the playful energy you have, Melissa. And I got to tell you, you are a very bright soul. You have a very bright spirit. One of the things I liked about her question is because she really wants to know. She really, if it's going to be in one career or another, or if the public relations thing is really going to go, and she has a lot of sincerity. And just the fact that she has that, you know it's going to propel her greatly forward.
Oh, she has nothing but good things ahead of her. I mean, just tuning into her was such a joy because she has that playful energy and she has that sincerity, like you said. I tuned into that as well. And I think that, that people are going to, her employers, her future employers are going to be drawn to her. They're going to love what she has to offer.
And our readings were done on different days at different times in different cities, and yet I really felt a connection between the information that came through for us. I really liked what came through in your reading for her, especially about possibilities of other careers.
That's right.
And I think both of us really got so strongly where she's concerned that, Melissa, your future is going to be all you, girl. You got lots of energy. It's going to be great. Good luck to you in the future. We want to answer your questions and address your topics. If you have questions that you'd like answered or topics you'd like us to look into, we're easy to find. You can find me at questtarot.com or email me at joseph@questtarot.com.
You can find me at tanyapeters.com or by email at tanyapeterslcsw@gmail.com. In the Sacramento area, you can watch this program on Comcast Channel 17. See more at accesssacramento.org. In the San Francisco Bay Area, you can watch this program on Comcast Channels 23, 28, 29, and 33. And throughout the state of California, you can watch this program on AT&T UVerse, Channel 99.
Additional channel listings can be found at betv.org and AT&T-services.net. We're now on iVault TV, a special Roku channel, and selected cable channels throughout the Midwest. You can follow us on Facebook, Vimeo, or YouTube. Simply search Joseph Ernest Martin, Tanya Peters, or Paranormal Insights. And be sure to watch our new series, The Magic Minute, exclusively on YouTube, where you'll see easy-to-use magical techniques to improve your life, because it only takes a moment to make magic. And when you watch, be sure to click like and subscribe. Please send us your questions and topics.
So we can share our paranormal insights
And answers from beyond the ordinary.